Good morning, students. Welcome to the ninth session of Financial Management, Chapter 1. Here we are going to study about the principles of sound financial planning. So, what are the principles we should follow while we are preparing a financial plan so that it is the best plan for our company? Objectives of this session is to understand and analyze the principles to be followed while preparing the financial plans. After this session, one should be able to understand the principles governing the financial plan, or what principles one should follow while preparing the financial plans. So, a sound financial plan should be prepared keeping in view the following principles. Among them, the first one is simplicity. The financial plan should be simple and capable of being managed easily. So, when we are preparing a financial plan, that plan should be as simple as possible, and also it should be capable of being managed easily. The capital structure should consist of proper combination of debt and equity also. So, apart from simplicity, the capital structure, what we prefer for our company should also consist of proper combination of debt and equity. The second principle we should follow is long-term view. The financial plan should be formulated keeping in view the long-term needs or requirements of the organization. So when we are preparing a plan, that plan should not be for 1 day, 1 month or 1 year. So keeping in mind the future of the organization in the coming many years, the financial plan should be done. So it should be done with the long-term needs of the organization in mind, rather than finding the easiest way of attaining short-term goals. So it is easy to attain short-term goals by preparing a financial plan, but organization while preparing the financial plan should have the long-term view in the interest of the organization. The next one is foresight. The financial plan should be prepared keeping in view the future requirements of the organization in terms of financial capital. The organization should have a foresight. Foresight means what is going to happen in future, what is the requirements of the organization in future. Based on that foresight, the financial plan should be done. So forecasting the future accurately is not possible. Forecasting the future accurately is not possible, but the organization can keep an eye on the changing business environment and accordingly plan the activities so as to provide the organization with fixed and working capital to attain the predetermined objectives. So while preparing the financial plan, the organization should keep an eye on the changing business environment. In the future, we are going to work in that changing business environment. Therefore, accordingly, we should plan the financial activities for the organization so that whatever is the long-term requirements of funds or the short-term requirement of funds, that should be predetermined and provided to the organization as and when required, so that we are going to attain the predetermined objectives of the organization stage by stage for a month, for a year, and the next year and the next, and so on. So organization should have foresight, or it should predict about the future, and for future also we should plan ahead. The next one is optimum use. The financial plan should provide for meeting the genuine needs of the organization. As human beings, we also have needs, and those needs can be classified into genuine needs and others. So only which needs are required we should satisfy. In the same way, the financial plan should provide for meeting the genuine needs, the required needs of the company. The organization should maintain an optimal capital structure, that is proper debt equity combination should be maintained. Along with that, a proper balance should be maintained between the short term and long term requirements of the organization. So, what is the short term financial requirements of the organization? What are the long term requirements of the organization? What is the fixed capital required? What is the working capital required? For each and every aspect, some importance should be given. Next one is contingencies. The financial plan should always provide for unforeseen future contingencies. For example, for us to travel to a particular place and come back, if we require 1000 rupees, we are not going to carry the 1000 rupees alone to travel to and fro. We may also have some additional amount with us to bear with the contingencies. In the same way, if the financial provides for 10 lakhs of capital for the organization, along with 10 lakhs, it can have some 5% to 10% reserved for contingencies, future contingencies, because the environment is going to change, and when it changes, it will affect our plans, it will affect our operations. So to see that we are countering it, we should always provide for contingencies. We should maintain some additional amount in the organization. So the financial plan should also provide for unforeseen contingencies. This will help the organization to reduce the future risk because of shortage of capital. If we have some form of shortage of capital, it is going to have a big effect on the company. It is going to give some risk to the company. So too much of funds should not be locked in the name of contingencies also. A certain percentage of the amount should be added as contingencies, and it should not be too high or too low. Then the next one is flexibility. The financial plan should have a degree of flexibility so that necessary changes may be done as and when necessary. The financial plan should be flexible. So as and when there are some changes in the business or the business environment, when we have flexibility, we can include that flexibility in the financial plan, and necessary changes may be done as and when necessary. The financial plan should not be too rigid. It should be flexible, capable of being changed in accordance with the changes in the organization or the outer business environment. Next one is liquidity. The financial plan should also provide for liquidity. The fund should not be locked up in different departments and different assets. So liquidity means it is the ability of the company to make available the cash resources as and when it is necessary to honor its obligations on time. So in order to honor its obligations on time, it should have adequate liquidity. Then the last one is economy. So when we speak about this financial planning, we plan for the funds, we raise the funds, and we invest the funds. So when we are raising the funds or planning the funds, we should also include the concept of economy. That is, the cost of raising the required funds should be minimum. This is possible only when the company has the optimal capital structure and a proper debt equity mix. So the cost of raising funds should not be too high. It should be minimum. So these are the principles of sound financial planning. We have a few multiple choice questions. The financial plan should envisage a dash financial structure. So the financial plan should provide for simple capital structure. Second one is the financial plan should be formulated keeping in view the dash term needs of the company. So it should be formulated keeping in view the long-term needs of the company, but not the current and short-term needs. it also should consider the very long-term needs of the company. The financial plan should have a dash. So it should have a foresight. That is, what will happen in the future. We should have a foresight of it, and the financial plan should provide for foresight, future thinking. The financial plan should be flexible. So as far as possible, whenever there are changes in the business operations or the environment, when the financial plan is flexible, we can include some changes in it. Then the permanent needs should be financed from dash sources. So when there is long-term needs or permanent needs of finance for an organization, then it should be financed from permanent sources of capital, not temporary sources of capital. The firm should make judicious use of dash and dash. So it should make judicious use of debt and equity. So we can't do business alone with equity or alone with debt. There should be a proper combination. So these are the few books for reference. Thank you.